guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is CaitlinAnwyn for anyone who's new here, and let's get into another speed build. So as promised on Tuesday, I am renovating the student house in Britechester for the Sims in my Discover University Let's Plays. That is Alicia, Brody and Ira. They have just moved in together into this new student house, and I thought it was just this plain, boring white box. So that desperately needed a renovation, and I went for a more British style again because I think Britechester looks quite British, and the houses in the surroundings could quite possibly be British houses as well. So I went for a more British style build just because I know what these ones look like a lot more as well. I don't think I could do American style really. This is the type of house I would see around town near the university I went to, but I never actually visited a student house. The friends I made were actually living in halls, so I didn't really know much of how they would be set out. So the inside is a little bit just me, and looking on rental websites for student housing, I was a little cheeky, went on Rightmove and had a look at the student housing around by the universities near me, and they are pretty much just terraced houses in the university town. So just imagine there is like 3 or 4 of these next to each other, and that's what you would see around places like Cardiff, which is like my closest city. And it is like the capital of Wales, if you didn't know. So these are like Cardiff student housing. And it is super common to have hedges outside lining the front garden in towns close to me. So I wanted to put some of that hedging out the front because you see that a lot. And it's really good for birds. There's a lot of birds nesting in hedges around by me, so such a random fact. That was kind of random, but there you go. Yeah, birds like hedges, so can you tell I don't really plan out what I'm going to talk about when I build? I just enjoy chatting about life and just about The Sims in general to hopefully people who enjoy the game as much as I do. I could talk about it all day. Having a quickie little speed build is never enough time to chat about The Sims, I don't think. And older British builds tend to have fireplaces because they were probably built when central heating were a thing and you needed the fire in like bedrooms and the living room to keep warm. So I've popped in a fireplace in the living area and in one of the bedrooms. Like, they couldn't actually get rid of the fireplace, and it is kind of cozy having a fireplace there. I actually went to the hairdressers for the first time in like 3 years this week, and it's kind of exciting for me. I don't really like the hairdressers too much. I kind of avoided it for a long time because I'm just not one for small talk and knowing what to say to people. Like, I can talk about The Sims all day, but not a lot of people will sit and listen to that. Luckily, you guys are Sims fans, I guess, and can put up with me talking about it in these videos, so I always find it difficult chatting to people for how long you have to be in a hairdresser's and knowing what to say, but I fancied giving myself a little treat. Hi, Misty Moore. Hey, good girl. I fancy giving myself a treat before Christmas, so I have dyed my hair. I naturally have just curly brown hair, as you can see on my little picture icon I made for the channel. I did just have brown curly hair, and I have gone out of the box a little bit. I've never really gone for super vibrant colors, but I have like a bright pink ombre now, and yeah, I love it. I think it is really fun and bright, and I think it's going to be fun for Christmas, and it's my birthday Christmas time as well, so nice little treat for me. But the hairdressers I went to, because I don't really talk that much in the hairdressers, I tend to just sit there and listen to the other people in the salon, and the salon I went to has like a barber's in with the hairdressers, so there was a lot of men coming for haircuts and stuff, so I was listening to them chat about, and I couldn't believe how much they gossiped. I was really shocked by how much the men that came in started gossiping about like their lives, their partners, everything. It was amusing for me. Obviously, I love listening to conversations and stuff. Terrible. But I just couldn't believe how much they gossiped. I just always thought that it was the girls coming into the hairdressers being like, oh, you never guess what he did this week. But definitely the boys were gossips, and I couldn't believe it. Very funny to me. But they all kind of had the same sort of style of haircut as well. I don't know what it's like, the sort of trends for male haircuts. Hello, baby. In other countries, but in Wales, all of the men came in for a fade and longer on the top, I guess. Every time I'd look behind me in the mirrors, there would be a different guy with exactly the same haircut as well, and like, girls don't really do that, do they? I know there is like styles with like colours and stuff, but no one has exactly the same haircut as another person. But that's like the in thing at the moment, I guess, is just everyone's having a fade. Kind of curious to see whether it's the same in like America, maybe? I don't know whether it's like a universal style at the moment where all the men are liking having fade haircuts, but I don't know. So I didn't really limit my packs for this build because I was going to be using this in a let's play. I kind of wanted to add more things into it and not limit the packs that I was using. I did use quite a few of the Discover University items, but I did use quite a few packs in this build. I will put the list down below if you were interested in downloading this build, so you know which packs are in it. I'll pop that up in the description. And this is the room that I had in mind for Brody. So he's a lazy sim, so I made his room a little messier than the ones upstairs to suit his personality a little bit more, and I still wanted it to be red to represent Foxbury. And this isn't technically a student housing, university housing, whatever they call it. It's not that lot type because you can't actually have Sims from different universities living together if it's a student housing. So this is just like a normal household, like the Sims are technically living at home, I guess. So I'm hoping laundry will work too, just as an added little thing. And I really think Brody's room is going to get quite stacked up with laundry. He's a lazy sim, so I doubt he's going to really want to do any of the laundry. The girls might have to do it. But he's a big gamer. He loves playing video games, and he's in the esports thing for uni. So I put loads of game posters from City Living on his wall so he could like have some posters of his favorite games. And I also found one that was signed, and I'd say the signed one was maybe his favorite game to play, so I gave him an extra special one for his favorite game. And I also decided, after researching on Rightmove, having a look at real student housing, that the student housing actually has more double beds than single beds. It's like more dorms that doesn't have the room for a double bed. So I actually gave the majority of the Sims in this household a double bed to sleep in. It's probably not that much different to a single bed for Sims because they will only sleep on the one side, but I did end up finding city living beds that all sort of looked like they had the same bed frame, just different duvets. That's what we call them, like the bed covers. I call them duvets, like that's a British thing, I think. Because I know in Australia they call them doonas, don't they? So I don't really know what else you would call them. I would just call it a duvet, but it looks like all of the bed frames are exactly the same because I kind of wanted it to look like pre-built furniture, that they didn't really have the choice in their bed. They didn't bring a bed. I went for yellow in this room. This is going to be one of the roommates' rooms, I think. That's not going to be one of the played Sims rooms. And I'm probably mean giving it to giving the attic room to one of the other Sims, but this is going to be the hardest room to play in, so I'm just going to give that to a roommate. But this is probably what would happen in British student housing, is that you would have like an attic space or another room just to cram in another bed to get more rent out of you, I guess. And this room here is going to be Alicia's room. So I've kept this quite cutesy, pink, but minimal at the same time because I'm going to move in the stuff that she's brought with her from home as well. Like the pictures of her and her mum's, very cute. And she's the richer student out of the three from getting lots of allowance from her mum's. So I gave her some fairy lights and a TV just to show that she's got a little bit more money than the other two Sims living here. So I wanted to make this like kind of cutesy and a little bit more bougie, shall we say, because she has a little bit more money than the other two. And I really like the green shade in that bed cover, so I went for a green style in this room, but still tried to give them a space to do homework and, you know, go on the computer and stuff. And I quite like making everything look small and cozy, because that would definitely be the same sort of style in a real British student house. They would have quite pokey little rooms and everything just crammed in. Not a lot of space in a terraced house in the city, really, so I did try and make this quite small and compact. Hello, girl. Okay. And I really don't understand why those stack of books don't go on shelves. It's a little pet peeve that I have to move them up a little bit to get them to go on the shelves, because it looks like it would fit on a shelf perfectly, and the new base game pencil holder thing looks like a great bookend. So I used that as a bookend. I think that was like a cute little thing, that it could be a bookend instead of just a pencil holder. I've never used it like that before. I thought that was cool. And then this blue room here is for Ira, the last Sim for our Let's Play, and I went for blue with her because Ira means snow in Welsh. So I thought that would be a nice little hint at that's what her name is. I don't know. Blue seems to suit Ira. And I wanted to give her quite a cheerful room because she really didn't enjoy the experience in dorms, if you haven't watched the Let's Play. So I tried to make this quite cutesy and cheerful. And here is me forgetting that I was doing a speed build and playing with my cat. And because I was doing a writing degree, I thought I would give her a bookshelf as well, just crammed into that corner. And now for the outside, I tried to make it look Britishy, sort of. I popped in a washing line to dry your washing, a basketball hoop so you can like sort of play outside with your roommates, I guess, like a bonding activity. That's what I was sort of thinking for the outside. That's a little bit more of a party. And I gave it the filthy study space and party place for the lot traits, because student housing does get quite dirty. The ones in the UK have kitchens in them, and you better believe that none of the dishes are clean. And I don't think student housing is allowed fireplaces, and I forgot because I didn't actually have this on that one, but I still wanted to kind of follow the rules if you wanted to change this house to a student house. Because I want Sims from both unis in it, I need to make it just a normal residential lot. But if you just wanted, say, Foxbury students in it, you could make it a student house, so I didn't want to break any of the rules for that. So I ended up replacing the fire pit with something else that's quite good for bonding with some friends. So I popped in the bubble blower outside instead of the fire pit. I thought that would be nice for like a keg party, sitting around on those like picnic chairs and chilling out, blowing some bubbles with friends. And I used the live edit hedges so the Sims would be able to walk through them if they couldn't root around them. But I play tested this build and everything is rootable, thank goodness. So that's all good. And another little Britishy thing that I'm always going to add is a hanging basket outside. I think that's just like a cute little touch. They're my favourite things from live edit. I always find some way to put them in my builds. I think that's my little trademark, that is. I love a hanging basket. And that's the end of the build. I hope I see you on Tuesday when the Sims in my Let's Play move into this house and get some new roommates to live with them to help with the rent. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, and if you haven't already, it would mean a lot to me if you could subscribe and hit the bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video. I upload on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!